1. Selection of the victim. According to Harry's code, the first step in Dexter Morgan's kill ritual is the careful selection of a victim, a process dictated strictly by the moral framework known as Harry's Code. Harry Morgan, Dexter's adoptive father and a Miami Metro police officer, developed this code to channel Dexter's homicidal urges into a form of vigilante justice. Dexter only targets individuals who have committed serious crimes, most commonly murder or child abuse, and who have escaped the justice system due to lack of evidence, legal technicalities, or other failures.
There he is. Mike Donovan. He's the one.
This selection process is meticulous and often involves Dexter using his job as a forensic blood spatter analyst to identify suspects who meet these criteria. By sticking to Harry's code, Dexter rationalizes his actions as removing dangerous people who the law failed to punish, thus maintaining a twisted sense of morality and control over his urges. 2. Gathering evidence and confirming guilt. After choosing a potential victim, Dexter's next step is to thoroughly confirm their guilt beyond any reasonable doubt. This phase is crucial, as it enables Dexter to feel justified and eliminates any residual doubt that might prevent him from following through with the kill. He gathers physical evidence, witness accounts, and any other proof available, often conducting his own investigations and surveillance on top of his official police work.
This must be where Castillo locks them up. But if he's killing them when they can't pay, he's not doing it here.
This confirmation is imperative because it distinguishes Dexter's methodical, deliberate killing from random murder. Each kill is a calculated act of retributive justice. For example, Dexter confirms the guilt of suspects like Mike Donovan and Jorge Castillo by uncovering solid evidence of their crimes before proceeding. This stage gives Dexter psychological assurance and a sense of purpose, reinforcing his role as an avenger rather than a murderer. 3. Preparation of the kill room. Preparing the kill room is a critical ritualized step in Dexter's kill process, designed to maintain control, cleanliness, and containment of forensic evidence. The very first action is to select an enclosed space, often a room that the victim is connected to or a remote location Dexter can isolate. Once the room is selected, Dexter painstakingly seals the entire space with clear plastic sheeting, covering floors, walls, and all surfaces. This plastic liner prevents blood and biological material from contaminating the environment, effectively containing all physical evidence within a removable, cleanable layer. The sheeting also allows Dexter to clean the room swiftly after the kill without leaving forensic traces. Next, Dexter will prepare tools and restraints inside the kill room. He places knives, ropes, or ties and other necessary items within easy reach. Sometimes Dexter places items symbolically, such as pictures related to the victim's crimes on the walls embedded under the plastic sheeting or propped up in view.
Why are you doing this to me?
Why did you do this to them?
This serves both as psychological confrontation and a reinforcement of the ritual's purpose. Lighting is also controlled carefully. Dexter may use lamps or dimmed lights to set the environment for the final act, ensuring no interruptions and maintaining focus on the ritual. The room is kept sterile. Any object not required is removed to avoid unnecessary complications. Before the victim arrives, Dexter dons protective gear, including nitrile gloves and sometimes a lab coat or similar attire, emphasizing the clinical and detached nature of his actions. This preparation serves the dual purpose of protecting Dexter from contamination and marking the kill as an exact, controlled procedure rather than a chaotic act. All these steps together make the kill room a confined, sanitized area where Dexter can execute his plan methodically and with a degree of ritual precision that prevents accidental detection and underscores the symbolic justice he enacts here.
Preparation is vital. No detail can be overlooked.
4. The ambush and capture method. Dexter Morgan's ritualized kill begins with a carefully orchestrated ambush and capture. After meticulous planning and surveillance, Dexter strikes when the victim is most vulnerable, often in a location where Dexter has control or familiarity, such as the victim's home or a known private space. Dexter prioritizes timing and precision, waiting for moments when his target is alone or unsuspecting to reduce risks of interruption or escape. He occasionally uses tranquilizers or physical overpowering methods to incapacitate the victim swiftly and efficiently, ensuring minimal resistance. The ambush combines stealth, surprise, and control, as it sets the tone for the subsequent stages of the ritual, where Dexter asserts dominance over his victim. This calculated capture phase is vital to minimizing chaos and maintaining the cold, clinical nature of his ritual kill and aligns with his overriding motive to inflict punishment while avoiding detection. 5. Transporting the victim to the kill room. Once subdued, the victim is transported to Dexter's specially prepared kill room. This transport phase is an extension of his control, executed with caution to prevent alerting others or losing the victim. The kill room itself is typically a space that Dexter has rigorously covered with plastic sheeting to contain blood and evidence, often in a secluded area like a boat's cabin or a personal basement. Transport involves wrapping or binding the victim securely, sometimes with additional layers of plastic or tape, to prevent movement and minimize physical effort during transfer. Dexter's chosen transport methods ensure the victim remains under his control the entire time, and that the environment remains as sterile and trackless as possible to avoid forensic evidence.
What's with all the plastic?
You'll find out soon.
It is during transport that Dexter isolates his prey from the external world, moving them from their element into the controlled environment where the kill ritual will reach its grim conclusion. 6. Securing the victim. Binding and stripping. Upon arrival in the kill room, Dexter's first action is to firmly secure the victim, a necessary step for both physical control and psychological domination. The victim is stripped of clothing and bound tightly with plastic wrap, immobilizing limbs and preventing any chance of escape or struggle. Stripping the victim serves multiple purposes. It removes barriers to the kill process such as clothing. The plastic wrap sticks to skin much easier than clothing, prevents the transfer of fibers or DNA, and dehumanizes the victim, reinforcing Dexter's role as judge, executioner, and controller.
This is the end, Walter. You pulled your last tooth.
How did I get here?
Service entrance.
The physical binding is often complemented by additional plastic sheeting spread on the floor and walls, sealing the room and facilitating easy cleanup afterward. This containment ritual solidifies the kill room as a place apart, where Dexter's moral code and obsessive practices play out in isolation. The meticulous preparation in securing the victim is a hallmark of his ritualized method, blending practicality with symbolic assertion of power. 7. Taking a blood sample as a trophy. After capturing the victim, bringing them to the kill room and restraining them. Dexter's ritual involved collecting a blood sample that he used as a trophy. He would carefully slice a small section of the victim's right cheek with a surgical scalpel to draw a single drop of blood. That drop was then placed on a glass microscope slide, which Dexter labeled and stored in a wooden box he kept hidden in his apartment, often behind or inside his air conditioning vent. These blood slides functioned as physical proof of Dexter's kills and acted as a personalized record of each justice he believed he was delivering. Although this trophy ritual directly violated the Code of Harry, which forbade keeping any evidence that could incriminate him, Dexter's obsession with blood and his need to remember his dark achievements led him to continue this practice. The blood slide collection symbolized Dexter's complex relationship with his own identity as a killer, a mix of ritualistic discipline and personal memento.
I've missed you, friends.
Please don't touch.
Sorry.
This habit, however, often brought Dexter close to exposure, as the slides were real biological evidence incriminating him as the Bay Harbor Butcher. 8. Psychological confrontation and forcing victim to face crimes. Once the victim was secured in the kill room, Dexter engaged in a psychological confrontation designed to make the victim fully aware of their guilt and the crimes they had committed. This step was not just a prelude to the killing, but served his twisted need for moral justification. Dexter often presented evidence to the victim, photos, documents, or other items linking them directly to their crimes, effectively forcing them to confront the full reality of their actions. This confrontation was about stripping away any denial or delusion, confronting the victim with their true self as a criminal or monster, according to Dexter's perspective. For example, in Season 1, when Dexter captured a therapist who had driven patients to suicide, he laid out conclusive photographs and proof of guilt.
You should try it. I know. Your big bad wolf has racked up a tidy little death toll. I'm just kidding. I disabled the cameras and I copied the files.
This act was deeply symbolic. It was as if Dexter was performing a final judgment, not only physically ending the life of the guilty, but delivering a moment of psychological reckoning. This step also set Dexter apart from impulsive killers, emphasizing his adherence to a careful and ritualistic process justifying his actions. 9. The killing method and use of symbolism. The actual killing in Dexter's ritual was methodical, controlled, and often carried symbolic weight. After psychologically confronting the victim, Dexter would incapacitate them, usually by binding and sometimes drugging or forcibly restraining them to ensure compliance. The kill itself was typically swift and precise, often involving a single stab to the heart, reflecting the clean-knuckles execution he believed was necessary to minimize suffering and avoid chaos. The knife used was specifically selected and maintained, as it was both a practical tool and a symbol of Dexter's control and skill. Moreover, Dexter's entire ritual, right from preparation through to this final act, was imbued with a sense of order and justice, contrasting with the chaotic and brutal nature of murder. His kills were both an outlet for his homicidal urges and an enactment of a personalized moral code meant to target only those who deserved it.
I've never killed for normal reasons. I used to think I was special, a special kind of killer, but tonight, I'm not.
This symbolic approach to killing differentiated Dexter from typical murderers and was central to his psychological makeup and the narrative of the series. 10. Dismemberment and body cleaning procedures. After Dexter delivers the kill by stabbing his victim, usually with a weapon symbolizing their crimes, he proceeds to dismember the body into manageable parts. This grim but necessary step makes it easier for Dexter to transport and dispose of the remains without detection. He approaches the dismemberment with the same meticulous care given to every other phase of his ritual. Dexter uses tools such as saws and knives within the confines of his kill room, which is aggressively lined with plastic sheeting to contain all biological material and prevent contamination or evidence spread. Each body part is carefully wrapped in plastic to contain blood and biological residues, minimizing any forensic trace. Dexter then cleans himself using protective gloves and clothing, ensuring no skin cells or DNA could be left behind. This phase extends to an intense scrubbing of the kill room, where Dexter removes every trace of blood, fibers, or other forensic evidence with specialized cleaning products, suited for erasing organic traces.
I generally cut them into 9 pieces, depending on how big they are, for ease of transport.
The goal is to leave no discernible sign that a killing took place, protecting his secret identity and allowing his murders to remain unsolved. 11. Crime scene cleanup and erasure of evidence. The kill room is Dexter's controlled environment, and post-kill, he executes an exhaustive cleanup ritual. The entire room is lined with multiple layers of plastic sheeting, which Dexter staples or tapes together. These plastic layers capture all blood and biological fluids during the kill and dismemberment, preventing stains or forensic evidence on walls, floors, or furniture. After disposing of the body parts, Dexter carefully peels back and rolls the plastic sheets containing blood and residue. By sealing these layers tightly, he ensures no leakage or contamination occurs during transport to the disposal site. Beyond the plastic containment, Dexter uses industrial cleaners to sanitize all surfaces, wiping away any microscopic evidence such as hair strands or fibers. He inspects every corner methodically, knowing that even a single overlooked detail, a blood smudge, a fingerprint, or a stray fiber could expose him.
I can't leave you here. I can't take you with me. Don't go anywhere.
His forensic knowledge as a blood spatter analyst informs this step, making his cleanup extraordinarily thorough and ensuring forensic teams would find no trace connecting back to him or his victims. 12. Disposal of remains. Once the body parts are securely wrapped and contained, Dexter transports them to his boat, nicknamed Slice of Life. The ocean becomes the final stage of his ritual, where he disposes of his victims without leaving physical evidence behind. He takes the bagged remains to a remote deep-sea location, often an oceanic trench offshore from Miami, selected for its depth and currents that disperse the remains widely. This ensures the body parts are scattered and eventually consumed by marine life, effectively eradicating any chance of discovery. Over the seasons, Dexter adjusts his disposal methods to mitigate risk, such as cutting body parts smaller to increase dispersion and avoid detection by divers or fishermen.
I also found a newer, safer place to dump my trash. Moving at over 4 miles an hour, the Gulf Stream is one of the world's most powerful deep-water currents.
This oceanic burial is both practical and symbolic, offering Dexter a clean break from his crimes. In New Blood and Resurrection, Dexter's method of disposal was through cremation. This final act completes the kill ritual cycle, reinforcing his code's emphasis on leaving no trace and maintaining the illusion of normalcy in his life. 13. Deviations and exceptions from the ritual. Although Dexter adheres to his ritual rigidly, there are notable deviations under specific circumstances. Stress, urgency, or emotional involvement can cause him to break standard procedure. For example, when time is limited or the location is compromised, he may skip steps such as thorough plastic lining or full dismemberment, increasing his risk of exposure. His kill room choice may shift to less secure environments, or he may leave blood slides behind accidentally. His signature trophy usually avoided meticulously. Additionally, in the series Dexter New Blood and Dexter Original Sin, modifications to drug use or disposal methods reflect changes in his environment and resources. Sometimes he performs kills without transport when containment is impossible, or temporarily stores remains before final disposal. These exceptions reflect both the adaptability and human vulnerabilities beneath Dexter's controlled exterior, illustrating the tension between his compulsive ritual and real-world unpredictability.
The scene of the failed crime. No better place to try again. I don't normally experience failure.
Nonetheless, deviations remain rare, as his ritual is essential to his psychological control and evasion strategies. If you're fascinated by the meticulous world of Dexter's ritual, you'll want to see how differently the series might have unfolded with another actor behind the iconic role. In the next video, discover every actor who almost played Dexter Morgan and how their casting could have changed the show forever.